Are we there yet? We are live. Okay. We've got, hello everyone. Thanks for joining me. I am going to show you how to make rose cream, but you have to forgive me. This is my first attempt. And Jeff is here, thank goodness, but we're just kind of muddling through. So give me all your comments, what you think, what you don't think, and all that stuff. Okay, so I wanted to show you how to make Rosemary Gladstar's rose cream. Let me grab the recipe. Not sure how to. So I'll copy this in the description too, but it is a rose cream for topical use, and you can use it anywhere on your body. It's so safe. It's really good for wrinkles. It's really good for nerve pain. It heals nerves. So if there's anywhere on your body that has had damage, it's really good for that. And it's a great wrinkle cream, and we can use it for the animals. I'll talk to you about that in a second. So that's what we're going to do right now. And then I'll probably get on a few tangents. But her rose cream is 2/3 of a cup of rose water. And I'll talk to you about how to do that in a second. 1/3 of a cup of aloe vera gel, 1 to 2 drops of essential oil of rose, and vitamin A and E as desired. I'll show you what I did there. 3/4 of a cup of oil of some type, and I'm going to use grapeseed oil. 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of lecithin. I'm using lecithin. Her recipe calls for lanolin. I like sunflower lecithin, but you can also use soy lecithin. And I just use it. I just exchange it out for her lecithin here for 1/4 of a teaspoon, and 1/2 to 1 ounce of beeswax. So that's Rosemary's recipe, which is amazing. And it sounds kind of complicated, but it's pretty foolproof. And you can even make a few mistakes, thankfully for me. So the first step I did was about an hour ago, I started melting the beeswax. I don't know if you can see that. I made my own double boiler because we don't have a double boiler. I just took a steel bowl and put it in a regular bowl. Oh, actually, Jeff did this. I might not have been able to put these together. As soon as you take the beeswax out of the water, though, it starts to harden. So you have to put it back in the water. Once we add oils to it, it won't be so unforgiving. But and then yesterday I picked these beautiful rose petals. And so these were from our property, and then also from a neighbor's property. I was bouncing around out in the field yesterday looking for, this is our wild Luxa rose from the Pacific Northwest. So I started making water last night, and so you can see the liquid in there. And that liquid kind of turns pink. It turns pinker and like a red color once you freeze the ice cubes. So you can drain off all you have to do to make rose water, it's so easy peasy, is just put rose petals, and a few rose buds in with water, just cold water at room temperature, and let it sit overnight. And you just made rose water. This is hugely healing and nutritious. You can eat it. You can put it in smoothies. You can bake with it, whatever you want to do with it. The only thing is, if you heat the rose petals, it does destroy some of the active properties of the chemical properties. So anyway, roses. Oh, aren't we lucky we get to talk about roses today? Okay, so I've got behind me some of the other ingredients. I'm just going to show them to you. One of the things is organic beeswax. What I did was I bought it from my friend who does bee stuff, and then I melted it and put it in ice cubes and little containers. And then I had these little ones. But this little ice cube here, this is probably more like 1.5 ounces, just so you know. So anyway, so you want to try it. She's asking for 1/2 to 1 ounce. So it's a smaller amount. And this is the lecithin that I'm going to use. I'm just going to measure out 1/4 of a teaspoon of lecithin. And we're going to use the Dr. Bronner's coconut oil. It's really good, unbelievably good stuff. I'm going to use grapeseed oil, nothing fancy, just from the store. And I went ahead and bought aloe vera gel from Mountain Rose Herbs. So this is Mountain Rose Herbs. This is $29 or so. Yeah, for a half gallon. So that's a good deal. And Mountain Rose Herbs also sells rose oil. This was not $29. It was $225. It's okay. Rose oil is always expensive, but the nice part is you can medicate. Isn't that amazing? While you're doing the rose oil. So that's what we're going to do. While we're doing the rose cream, we're going to get all those nice rose smells going. There's a lot of healing property to that. Okay. And vitamin A. What I did for vitamin A and E is I just got 2 little, 10,000 IU gel caps of vitamin A and 2 little gel caps of vitamin E. And I'm just going to pierce them, squeeze them, and put them in there. But if you have, you can get vitamin E drops. I like using A and E though in the cream if I can. Okay, the first step is we got to put all the oils together. So oils together with the beeswax. Boom. That's what we got to do. So we got to think back. We got to think back to what is oils. Okay, so we need to do 3/4 cup of oil. So I'm going to use grapeseed oil. Let's make sure I can find my measuring cups. This is the first time we've done it here, so got to apologize for that. Let me see if you can kind of come down maybe a little more this way. Get to see, not my face now. So yeah, 3/4 cup. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. And it's a little forgiving. What I like about that grapeseed oil is it has amazing healing properties all by itself. Grapeseed oil is a long, old vulnerary herb. That means it heals tissues. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my beeswax. I like it when it's that nice, almost light green color. Oils. So we want to do two drops of rose oil. Does it come out? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, good enough. Okay, and then we want to do coconut oil. Okay, where did I put that? Yikes. Okay, coconut oil. Looks like 1/3 cup of coconut oil, correct? Yes. So we'll grab that. And okay, and I know this is not what other people may do, but I just kind of estimate 1/3 cup. Coconut oil has its own set of nerve healing properties. So again, this is a remedy that's nerve healing. It's good for trauma. Anyone who's been traumatized, like all of us? But no, I mean real trauma, like big trauma too. And the dogs and the cats, a lot of times they come to us when we rescue them. They come to us traumatized. So now I'm going to do the essential oil. Apologies. Now I'm going to open up the vitamin A and E, and I'm just going to pierce it. Hopefully it doesn't backfire in my eye. I've had that happen before. Okay, I'm going to pierce that. It's just going to bring out like 2 or 3 drops from each capsule. I know, this is probably scary to watch. I cannot watch other people with knives. I'm like, no. Okay. So I'm going to do all 4 of them here. And you don't have to. It's just, it adds an extra level of preservative. Vitamin E is a great preservative. Vitamin A is a great preservative. And vitamin A has some other properties for the skin. Both of them do. So it's nice when you can get like a combination of things in there. I wouldn't put the gel cap in the cream though. It's just too much to deal with there. Okay, so we got our rose oil. We've got our vitamin E. We've got our vitamin A. What am I missing? This is kind of what we're looking at. Still got to wait. I'm going to go ahead and start stirring it. Main thing is when you do the double boiler, have it on low. You do not want to destroy any active components to this. It's kind of funny to think of me in the kitchen. It's a little bit chaotic. Actually, you know what? It's supposed to be on low, but it might be a little too low. when you add those cold oils in with the beeswax, it'll harden the beeswax again. And so we'll have to wait for that to, while that's melting, so it's going to take a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see this. Eek. Oh, camera's going to go on the stove. While that's melting, I've also got my rose petals in the water. So what I'm going to do is let this melt, and I'm going to start to measure out my 2/3 of a cup of rose water. I try to move all these out of the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my strainer, and I'm going to see what this rose water looks like. So I'll be over here straining, because you guys can see me. Okay, so that's a cup. Oops, don't get it on the counter. Oh, that's a couple cups. Okay, that's okay. So what I'm going to do is take this rose water, come over and show you guys. Apologies. So, you know, this rose water, it turned it color, but it doesn't, again, if you were to freeze this, it would turn red. It's amazing how freezing it automatically changes it. But if you just have the rose water like this, to me, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of active components to it, but not enough. So I'm going to take 1 cup of this rose water, probably a little under a cup. What does she say? She says 2/3. Okay, I'm going to take 2/3 of a cup of this rose water. I'm going to put the rest to the side. And then I am going to go ahead and pick out, see if you guys can see. I'm going to pick out some of these rose petals. And I'm probably going to pick out, well, another 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to try to bring this up to a cup. I'm going to take all these rose petals like this, but I don't want these kind of green things. See those things? I want this to petal if I can. Okay. Here we go. Petal to the metal. There we go. Maybe a couple more. Yeah. I love roses. Oh, when you work with roses, try to use the little bud thing too. You know, a couple of those, it's just they're different stages, so their chemical constituents will be slightly different. Mostly we want petals, but a few of those rose buds are kind of useful. Okay, so this is what we've got right there. Maybe a few more. Good for good measure. Then I'm going to come over to my Vitamix. You guys can see-ish. Maybe not. I'll try to move that. Ooh, there's a bowl. Oh, man. Okay, coming over to the Vitamix. Now I am going to go ahead and, oops, one of those green things snuck in there. Not what I want. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to Vitamix it and see what happens. Okay, so what does that do? You know, it just brings my active components. Again, this is all room temperature. I'm not heating it. Of course, if you keep it in the Vitamix too long, it will heat it. So here's what my finished product looks like. You guys can see how it made it a lot pinker, and it also brought the active components and the constituents inside of it. That's what I want. So I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to get all my water soluble stuff ready to go for when my beeswax melts. Does that make sense? Oops. Sorry, guys. Isn't this fun? If you guys think this is fun, try and get your friends to subscribe. I'm going to try to make a lot of products this summer. We'll see how it goes. For sure in the fall. Okay. So right now we're checking our situation. This is what we're looking at. You guys see? Everybody see? We're almost melted. Our coconut oil's melted. Ooh, I don't think they can see on the thing. Oh, wow. Okay. Trust me, there's a few little specks left. I'm going to take my rose petals, move them to the side with my rose oil. Excuse me. I'm trying to talk and breathe. Okay. Move those away. I'm going to try to make it semi-clean. Okay, I'm checking my recipe. We did the essential oil, check. We did the A and E, check. We did that oil, check. We did the coconut oil, check. We forgot the lecithin. Not okay. Lecithin's important. It's an emulsifier stabilizer. So we're going to come over here and we are going to do, we can't see. Minor problem. Oh, eyesight. We don't appreciate it when we're young. Okay, a fourth of a teaspoon. Maybe a little more for good measure. There we go. And again, this is a soy lecithin that I'm using instead of lanolin. Excuse me. Goodness. Okay. We're set. Beeswax. So that's it. All we need to do now is add the rose water. That's that. And the aloe vera gel. And boom. Then we're going to stick it back in the Vitamix. So let's see. Why don't we take the oils? Actually, make sure that one's clean. We're going to take the oils and we're going to put it in. As soon as we feel like it's nice and ready to go, because it'll start to kind of harden up on us. We're going to put it in the Vitamix, just the warm oils with the lecithin once that melts. And then once it goes in the Vitamix, that's when we're going to add the water-soluble ingredients. Does that make sense? So, yeah. But right now, gosh, can't have you guys see, but right now the lecithin is still, and you guys could probably save time by just putting all the oil-soluble stuff. As soon as that beeswax melts, and you don't even have to wait. You could just put the oils in with the beeswax and just walk away. But see, notice that there's no steam coming off of here. It's not that hot. All right. You know what? I'm going to just eat a couple of these rose petals. You guys ever eat rose petals? And when I eat rose petals, I think about healing trauma. How can we heal trauma? We can do it by eating rose, by smelling rose, by putting rose on a traumatized site, no matter where it is on the body. Rose is so safe. And there's probably, it's one of those medicines that's asking us to use it all the time. It's growing right in front of us, and we just walk right by it. Sometimes we think we're smart by sniffing it, which is good. But and does this smell like rose oil? Maybe it needs another drop. What do you guys think? Another drop of. Okay. I probably used up $100 worth. No, we're good. Okay. Okay, you guys, we're ready to go ahead and put the oils in the Vitamix. Okay, this is a moment of truth. Okay, let's go ahead and come over here and go ahead and put the lid on, right? Make sure everything's mixed up. You can already start to see it becoming like cream. Not if the roses are in the way. You start to see it changing color. We're going to put the rose water in there first. Good. And then we're going to, oops, we forgot to measure out the aloe vera. That is not good. We are in a bit of a, there we go. Third of a cup of aloe vera. You're kind of in a hurry at this point because you don't want it to solidify. Hear that it's hardened up, so yay. Let me see. So I don't know if you guys can see, that's my rose cream. Everybody see? And if it's not hard enough, it's a little bit, maybe. If you guys think, okay, so how do you fix it? How do you fix it if it's So before you see, because I was looking at it before thinking, I got to add more beeswax to it. But now look at it. It's like perfect. So just kind of give it a little time. Realize when it's warm like that, it's still, you know, hardening up, processing and stuff like that. So that's how easy it is to make Rosemary Gladstar's rose cream. And I guess I just wanted to have one thing I wanted to say is for all you people that are thinking about being herbalists and stuff like that, we need way more people who are willing to make herbal medicines. And this is just a completely natural herbal medicine. And we need more herbalists. We need more holistic vets. We need more people that understand plants are here to heal us and that we can heal ourselves through strengthening the vital force of the body. So I guess that's just kind of what I was thinking. But anyway, I go off on a tangent. I'm going to come over and show you what we did next. Sorry about the state of my kitchen. It's thank God for Jeff, he cleans it. So there's my cream, and here's my bottles. And so basically then it's a question of just getting, you know, putting the cream in the, and then it's supposed to have 3 to 6 months stabilized shelf life, like just at room temperature. But I've found that they have a lot more than that. So this is what Jeff made labels, and just says Dr. Donna's Rose Cream on it, and little label in the back. So this is one we made, is it a month ago now? And it's beautiful. It's just like we made it just now. So that's it. That's the rose cream. And so go ahead and give it to your friends, make it as Christmas presents. One thing I wanted to talk to you guys real quick about was using rose medicine for animals. You know, you can put rose petals in dog's food or cat's food and it's safe. Even 1 or 2 little petals if the animal has been through a lot of trauma. But you can make a topical preparation like this and use it topically on wounds. You can use it, you can put a drop of rose oil on the tip of a dog's ear once a week. And every time they move their head, they're getting rose, they're getting the medicine of rose through their olfaction. Dogs don't like a lot of essential oils, and we don't like to put a lot of essential oils on animals. We don't really actually do that, but putting 1 drop of rose oil on the end of an ear or tip of an ear is a great way. They can't lick it off, and it's really good for healing, especially nervous system, traumatic healing. Anyway, thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining me, and tell everyone to subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye. Oh.